Matthew Bible Summary to Exodus 38. The altar of burnt offerings, the brazen laver, the sum of that the people offered to the building of the habitation of the Lord. The 38th chapter. And he made the burnt offering altar of setim wood, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits broad, even 4 square, and 3 cubits high. And he made horns in the 4 corners of it, proceeding out of it, and overlaid it with brass. And he made all the vessels of the altar, the cauldrons, shovels, basins, flesh hooks, and coal pans, all of brass. And he made a brazen gridiron of network unto the altar round about a low beneath under the compass of the altar, so that it reached unto half the altar, and cast 4 rings of brass for the 4 ends of the gridiron to put staves in. And he made staves of setim wood, and covered them with brass, and put the staves in the rings along by the altar side to bear it withal, and made the altar hollow with boards. And he made the laver of brass, and the foot of it also of brass, in the sight of them that did watch before the door of the tabernacle of witness. And he made the court with hangings of twined bis of 100 cubits long upon the south side, and 20 pillars with 20 sockets of brass. But the knops of the pillars and the hoops were silver. And on the north side the hangings were 100 cubits long, with 20 pillars and 20 sockets of brass. But the knops and the hoops of the pillars were of silver. And on the west side were hangings of 50 cubits long, and 10 pillars with their 10 sockets. And the knops and the hoops of the pillars were silver. And on the east side toward the sun rising were hangings of 50 cubits. The hangings of the one side of the gate were 15 cubits long, and their pillars 3, with their 3 sockets. And of the other side of the court gate were hangings also of 15 cubits long, and their pillars 3, with 3 sockets. Now all the hangings of the court round about were of twined bis, and the sockets of the pillars were brass, but the knops and the hoops of the pillars were silver, and the heads were overlaid with silver. And all the pillars of the court were hooped about with silver. And the hanging of the gate of the court was needlework of jacinth, scarlet, purple, and twined bis, 20 cubits long, and 7 the breadth. And 5 in the breadth, according to the hangings of the court. And the pillars were 4, with 4 sockets of brass, and the knops of silver, and the heads overlaid with silver, and hooped about with silver. And all the pins of the tabernacle and of the court round about were brass. This is the sum of the habitation of witness, which was counted at the commandment of Moses, and was the office of the Levites by the hand of Ithamar, son to Aaron the priest. And Bezaleel, son of Uri, son to Ur, of the tribe of Judah, made all that the Lord commanded Moses, and with him Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, a cunning graver and a worker of needlework in jacinth, scarlet, purple, and bys. All the gold that was occupied upon all the work of the holy place, which was the gold of the wave offering, was 2,900 weight, and 730 sickles, according to the holy sickle. And the sum of silver that came of the multitude was 60 weight, and 1,775 sickles of the holy sickle. Every man offering half a sickle, after the weight of the holy sickle, among them that went to be numbered, from 20-year-old and above, among 600,000 and 3,550 men. And the 500 weight of silver went to the casting of the sockets of the sanctuary, and the sockets of the veil, 100 sockets of the 500 weight, 100 weight to every socket. And the 1,775 sickles made knops to the pillars, and overlaid the heads and hooped them. And the brass of the wave offering was 700 weight, and 2,400 sickles. And therewith he made the sockets to the door of the tabernacle of witness, and the brazen altar, and the brazen gridiron that longeth thereto, and all the vessels of the altar, and the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the habitation, and all the pins of the court round about.